Taking its inspiration from water skiing boots, the Nike Airflight Huarache debuted in 1992 and rose to prominence on the feet of NBA stars and Michigan's Fab Five. This original bold berry colorway returned to stores in late 2014 as a quick strike, making its way out to more retailers throughout 2015. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, what is up? Reese here, and I've got a brand new sneaker pickup for you. What we're looking at today is the Nike Airflight Huarache Premium Quick Strike in white, black, lion blue, and bold berry. These released in late 2014, retailing for $115. The Quick Strike designation on this pair is kind of interesting because they definitely don't seem like a Quick Strike anymore. They're all over, from major sites to smaller stores and everything in between. And they've been out for so long and haven't been selling for so long that a lot of sites are discounting these pretty heavily. I was able to get my pair shipped with tax from Finish Line for $46 after using a $20 reward coupon. And basically they had the price discounted down to less than 50% of the original price, which is just crazy. And which tells me that they might have originally been a Quick Strike when they released in late 2014, but as time has gone on, they've gone out to more and more retailers, and I don't really think that's the case anymore. Regardless, I don't care about that. I'm really happy to have this pair. The premium designation seems to indicate a higher quality of material, specifically leather. This was something that I also noticed last year on the Nike Air Trainer 3 Medicine Ball, which was also a premium release. And the thing that really stood out to me on that pair, as well as on this pair, is really, really nice, soft leather that's actually a genuine leather. You can see around the edge beyond the stitching some small imperfections that you don't see with a synthetic because you can have that machined edge. And that's something that I really like to see. You know, Nike hasn't made a big deal out of it, unlike, you know, with remastered Jordans and going on and on about the quality and everything. With this pair, they just kind of released them with that premium designation, and it's something that's really nice. And I know it's something that we don't see with some of the other Airflight Huarache releases, like the Kobe Bryant PE, and one or two others I've seen in store that definitely just don't feel as nice, especially with the leather quality. So that's something that's really exciting and that sets these apart for me. Released in 1992, the Airflight Huarache was a product of Tinker Hatfield and Eric Avar, who would go on to work on the Foamposite, the Hyperdunk, and Kobe's line of signature shoes with Nike. The Huarache in the name refers to the neoprene form-fitting booty that makes up the main structure of this shoe. And that's something that first debuted on the Air Huarache in 1991, which was a running shoe. Tinker actually got the idea for this neoprene booty from a water skiing trip where he experienced how comfortable and well-fitting the neoprene water skiing boots were. In 1992, he helped bring the Huarache booty to two different basketball shoes. You had obviously the Airflight Huarache, and then also the Air Jordan 7. Something that he also experimented with on both shoes was the idea of minimalism when it came to Nike branding. Both shoes feature a lack of a visible Nike swoosh anywhere on the upper or the outsole, although they both do get a swoosh making an appearance on the insole. It was something, especially with the Air Jordan 7, that made a lot of sense for him to kind of try, because he was thinking about when Jordan and Jordan's line of shoes and gear and everything could really stand on its own and kind of help pave the way for Jordan brand to break off into its own entity a few years later. Possibly due to a lack of clear branding or a minimalist approach that was fairly unheard of in basketball shoes in the early 90s, the Airflight Huarache was not an instant hit with consumers. Things started to turn around, however, when famous players started to rock these. Reggie Miller made the Airflight Huarache part of his on-court rotation. Scottie Pippen wore them in the 1992 All-Star Game. But the one group that everyone associates this shoe with is the Fab Five. The Fab Five was a group of 5 freshmen who, by the 1992 half of the 91-92 season, were starting games for the Michigan Wolverines, and they were disrupting not only basketball, but the lifestyle around basketball. From baggy, longer shorts replacing the short shorts that were common at that point in basketball to black socks on court. They were doing things that today seem like, yeah, of course, like that's basketball, but at the time were not at all normal. There were things that were really unusual and were starting to disrupt what people thought about basketball and some of the style trends around it. This was one of the shoes that they most prominently wore, and one of the things that really helped it stand out was the 2 colorways they were wearing were this pair, and then a pair that trades the white for a black nubuck, and then also features hits of the same lion blue. So in other words, they were wearing shoes that weren't even perfectly or even all that well matched with the navy and yellow of Michigan's uniforms, and that just helped them stand out more. Now that we've dug into the design, the history, and the cultural significance of the Airflight Huarache, let's go to a close-up look and take a look at the materials, colors, quality, and everything going on with this release.
Here we go with a close-up view of the Airflight Huarache in Lion Blue and Bold Berry. Real quick before I go into the overview of the shoe, I did want to note one thing. So I kind of did some research to figure out how this was similar, how this was different from the original 1992 pair. I just had to go off images online because I've never seen an original pair in person. And for the most part, it looks like they were fairly true to the original. There are a few small shape things, there are a few small color things, but nothing too major. I know one of the biggest things that stuck out was just this kind of curves up a little bit more right under there than the originals did, and the toe box is shaped a little bit differently. But overall, they kept it fairly accurate. I'll point out anything else as it comes up in the video, but that was just something quick to note. So now let's get right into the review, or the close-up look. So if we start here at the toe box, you got white perforated leather. You can see it's fairly high quality. When I press down, you know, it has a lot of give, it's got a lot of creasing, but then it does go back to its original shape quickly, which is nice to see. It's fairly responsive. You've got more non-perforated leather wrapping right here around the toe box, and you can see right here along the edge, kind of what I was talking about with the higher quality, actual genuine leather. You've got just small imperfections from the cut, which is something you don't see at least nearly as much on synthetic, since it's more of a machined edge. Right here next to the toe, you've got this like weird nylon weave material. It's like a black and silver. Got that on both sides of the toe box. More leather makes an appearance here on the side of the shoe, kind of forming the outside structure. You can see it also has the eyelets up along there, and then kind of comes up here right there behind the main wing. More leather down here, and then at the heel you've got Air stitched in right there in white. Originally in 1992 this was purple. That's one of those small differences I mentioned. The inside of the shoe you can see is the same leather-wise. And you've got this kind of heel cup in a fairly responsive, it's like a TPU, so it's kind of like a rubbery plastic. Here in black along the sides, and then in purple right here at the back with Nike branding. And then that is right outside this kind of like main wing structure that you've got going on. This is kind of like a synthetic nubuck is what it feels like. And so you've got the giant cutout there, similar to what we saw on the Air Jordan 7, although a lot more aggressive on this particular pair. Then the main part, or the main feature of the shoe, I guess, is that neoprene booty. You can see that there below the white flat laces. And so you've got the main part of the booty is lion blue. You've got some perforations there for breathability. Up here at the top you've got your Huarache, like rubber patch. It says Air Huarache by Nike with the Huarache logo there. You do have some panels here on the side where you can see that bold berry. It's kind of like a stitched in lower section of the booty. Got that on the inside and the outside. And then you can see here at the heel you've got more of that blue neoprene, more perforations down below like this Nike branding. Then the inside of the booty is bold berry. And then for the insole you can see you've got white with, it's not really picking it up, but then your branding
in blue, and again, that's the only place you see a swoosh. You add Nike with the swoosh, and then it says Air. Taking a look at the midsole now, you've got an all-white midsole. Back here, you do have the F logo that's for the Flight, because this is the Air Flight Huarache. That was kind of like one of their main basketball lines in the early 90s. Nothing too exciting on the inside. Taking a look now at the outsole, you've got kind of bordered in white and then a little white section here with Nike branding. This was originally like a teal color, so they've replaced that now with your Lion blue. And you've got this section of berry or purple running through here with straight lines, but then the main traction is this blue section, which has your typical herringbone. That about wraps it up for this release. I know places still have these on sale. Finish Line is starting to sell out in some sizes, but there's still a decent size run available. You can find them at other places for sure as well. It's definitely a shoe that I recommend picking up. Quality is nice, like I said. It's a great looking shoe. They actually, I think they look really good right now, but they even look better on feet, I think, which I always love when shoes look a little bit better on foot. And then, so yeah, if you're interested, definitely now is the time to grab a pair. They're on sale. They're going to start selling out just because of the price. So definitely check those out. Let me know in the comments if you picked up a pair, if you're waiting, if you're kind of on the fence, or if you're just really not that interested. I just always love to hear what people think about the silhouettes that I'm reviewing. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.